Hey Sag, this reading is for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves very interested in a Sagittarius at this time, which might mean whenever the reading finds you, whenever you feel called to check it out, feel drawn to it, or just find yourself here, it might mean specifically around mid-June 2019. So we are looking at the second half of the month of June specifically today in this short 6-card spread for you, Sag, but it might resonate with the entirety of June for some of you. Okay. Well, I said a short 6-card spread, but already more cards are coming out. Now we are going to look at your love life and then career and or money concerns, both. So it looks like, Sag, in terms of your love life, now Sagittarius, I usually say, could be your sun, moon, rising, or any other placement, any reason that you might identify with Sag, the readings really might be for you. So that said, in terms of your love life, Sag, let me just get rid of these ads for us. We've got the Two of Wands reversed. I do see a new or renewed love coming in as the focus. I know you can't really see these cards, but I will show them to you one way or another. But yeah, I see this new or renewed love coming in being what the reading is really about, which is interesting because the row of love life related cards because the row of love life related cards, Sag, has Pentacles and Wands. Someone feels unable to choose between directions, maybe to choose between people. Someone may be unsuccessfully juggling relationships or simply responsibilities, and it's taking away from one's focus on relationships or love in general, a specific loving relationship. And so someone is learning a lesson here, Sag, about a fire sign who is repeatedly in and out of a relationship, repeatedly in and out of the picture, in and out of a commitment maybe. There's a lot of fast, fiery, passionate, intense energy here. Very passionate, very, very passionate. But it's also rushed. It's also very speedy. And I do get the feeling with the Knight of Wands that it could be someone who's been in and out, that someone does have to learn a lesson about. Because I see this Two of Pentacles and this Two of Wands both in reverse. So again, the sense that someone is juggling different areas or different people in their lives unsuccessfully, or failing to juggle them, really is another way to say it, and having trouble choosing direction or choosing paths. So it may be failing to juggle two people, and that may be because there is a new love who has come in. And then we see, a 3-party situation potentially with a 3 in reverse there. We see a card that sometimes can mean an affair to me, but certainly someone lacking independence in some sense of the word. So the other message coming through is that maybe what someone is juggling is a relationship, and then the need to balance their finances. Maybe because someone cannot balance their finances, it's negatively affecting a relationship. So if you resonate with the part of the message that said someone's having trouble choosing directions, choosing between paths, maybe people, learning a lesson about someone who's in and out, right? That could be you that's in and out, Sag, or of course, it could go either way. You might be the one who's in and out. You might be the one learning the lesson about someone who is. But I also definitely see the message being about a choice between paths. For a lot of us, for a lot of you, Sag, if you or your partner or a potential partner, or even if you're single, then I feel like it's you, right? Is having trouble juggling finances, then someone may be looking to move for a new job, to relocate in some sense for a new job, to start focusing on a new area of study. Someone is going to decide here that they need to study and maybe about spirituality. This is also mystic energy speeding toward enlightenment and therefore attracting like-minded individuals and kindred spirits. So if it's you, who's running into someone else or dealing with someone else, trying to juggle you with someone else, you may be learning your lesson about that person and then attracting kindred spirits and like-minded individuals, and that may be where you see your new love. You see really some fulfillment, a karmic reward come out of a painful situation, if that's what you're dealing with. But like I said, others, it's really about how your finances and your need to learn new skills and choose a path forward is affecting your love life, your relationships, or again, a particular loving relationship. Yeah, I really see, again, as far as your love life specifically, this inability to choose, this inability to delegate your energy out to multiple places properly. You or a partner or potential partner, or just your love life in general, feeling a lack because you're so focused on studies or finances, or some other area of your life, or all the above. And really, in any case, what this is coming down to is you deciding, I need to learn new things in order to move forward into my future. Or even just learn new ways of juggling everything that I already have on my plate. You're stretched too thin. And again, maybe, or someone is here. So you're stretched too thin because you have too many places you're trying to put your energy at once, or someone else is possibly between people, possibly, not necessarily. The other person could be juggling finances, and that could be affecting the relationship too. Which does make sense looking down at the cards that I have pulled in regards to your career and or money life, because we do have a painful ending here at the end of June 2019, or in the second half in general. So potentially someone doesn't know how to move forward or which direction they want to go in after quitting a job, quitting an educational program, something they considered to be a monetary resource or a career option in some way. Yeah, and so, that person is now suspended between projects. One project, it looks like this is you, Sag, but of course, as always, these messages can be about someone who, who's very close to you, that you're thinking about, that's heavy on your heart and mind. But this, let's say, lead character here in the spread, is suspended in between two paths. and truly ultimately will find that they are serene and at peace with this position rather than martyred because they're enjoying a new perspective, maybe taking a break or seeing that they have more potential, more options, more available paths and opportunities as far as career and money is concerned moving forward than they ever thought that they did before. But at first, it certainly may feel uncomfortable. Feels like you were unable, or they were, it feels like someone was unable to keep a hold of what they had. But this is normally a painful ending to what was already a negative and painful cycle. So probably wasn't a job or career path that you wanted to be so entangled with, so invested in. And I think a lot of you, it's because you or someone close to you is wanting to engage in spiritual work, is wanting to seek enlightenment, and you're realizing, if I want to seek my own enlightenment and study different areas of or possibilities for my spirituality, maybe I can somehow incorporate that into what work I want to do or how I want to earn, or just how you want to spend a chunk of your time in another sense, so that you can have room for it, right? Maybe that becomes part of your studies in an educational setting, or becomes something that you try to make a profitable work out of, connected to. So if this new or renewed love isn't in the form of a new person, a new suitor, a new lover coming in, then it can be, a new love as far as your career or something you want to do to make money, a new opportunity to share openly with others about doing work that you love to do. Because I do think that you've been in at least one job that is actually not satisfying for you. It's not a satisfying collaboration, or there's just something about the job you just don't like. Maybe you're just in a time period of having to do a hard part of the work that you'd rather avoid. But for a lot of you, not only is it work you don't like, but it's also leaving you lacking, leaving you feeling lacking, leaving you wanting for gratitude, appreciation for the small things, and essentially not able to achieve the level of financial independence that you're looking for. Some of you, Sag, and I'm sorry, I hope I haven't called you Aries yet. Yeah, a lot of you Sagittarians are very uncomfortable in this in-between space, in between projects, jobs, incomes, suspended between the two things that you were unable to juggle, or two paths that you were unable to choose between. A lot of you are really uncomfortable in that space because we have the Strength card showing up. Also in regards to finances and or career, needing to tame your desire to have a less than winning attitude about your situation. Honestly, Sag, needing to tame your desire to focus on the pain, to focus on the negative, to focus on a woe is me attitude, or the inconvenience of the spot that you find yourself in, so that you can instead appreciate the gift that is this fresh perspective, this pause, where you're able to review what has put you in this position and look forward to where it is you'd really like to be instead. There may be a Pisces and or a Leo heavily influencing your career and or money flow at this time. in the second half of June 2019. That might be you. That might be parts of your own chart. Yes, to look into what area does Pisces rule in your chart? What area does Leo rule in your chart? Is that the career sector of your chart or something else that is affecting the career arena of your life that you need to look into? So if you feel pulled to look into your own astrology at all, whether you know about it already or not, a lot of you who come to this channel know more about it than I do. So I wouldn't be surprised if you know, immediately when you hear that, you know what we're talking about, Sag. Now, an additional message that I have here, some of you are dealing with what you believe to be or will ultimately realize to be you're dealing with someone who you think of as a false twin flame, or who you will ultimately think of that way, is what I'm saying. That is how you will come to define them if you don't already, either because they're juggling you and someone else, or that's part of the reason that you're juggling them and someone else. And you really are advised here in that specific case to learn more about these divine partnerships, learn more about that particular term, study the journey that it is that you believe to be on. I don't like to delve into, it's funny for me to give you that piece of advice, but that's so very like the cards, to give you a piece of advice that, you know, I just so wouldn't. I normally shy away from labeling those divine partnerships, let alone learning more about other people's journeys and trying to compare our own to them. But the concept is very interesting. The concept of divine partnerships in general is very interesting to me. So your advice here really is to learn more about that journey. If that's the case, that partnership, maybe others that you believe to be like yours. Now, comparisons I feel are so rarely useful. I wouldn't say, you know, that you can make an exact comparison, but just talking through how different everyone's twin flame journey can be, and who has encountered what they would think of as a false twin. Again, that's just going to be specific for some of you, but just talking it through with other people who are open-minded to the fact that there's no exact mold for these partnerships and journeys could really you know, evolve your spiritual perspective, your own enlightenment. And I think that might be where some of you find these like-minded individuals and kindred spirits. This, as far as your ending at a paying position, or you're ending with a career path, right? And this suspension that you have in between that which has ended, that project, that job, etc., that has ended, and then the next one. The other thing coming through is that time and space is like it was for someone else earlier in these readings. It's a time and space for you to show yourself unconditional love to your mind, to your body, to your spirit, whatever your individual, your specific particular mind, body, and or spirit are needing, are asking for at this time. You have a break, whether you've chosen it or not. You have, I just said to Capricorn a day or two ago, you have a free space. Use it. Use it, Archers. Again, I'm so sorry if I called you Aries at any point. There's been overlapping energies with all of these readings to a greater extent than normal for mid-June 2019. I suspect because we have the eclipse coming up on July 2nd, right? Talk about potent energy, and it's sort of bringing us all together in a way. Not, you know, the collective they're experiencing very similar energies. One thing that's definitely coming through archers is that when we talk about showing unconditional love to self, part of that is positive self-talk. Tame your desire to say negative things. Literally, tame that desire to mouth off about your crappy boss or ex-boss, or the situation that you find yourself in. Tame your desire to again have a woe is me attitude, to talk about the fact that you know, you don't know where your next position is coming from, or you know, more so than just taming your desire for negative self-talk. What we want you to do here is to see that it is a gift. This free space, this break is a gift, and the opportunity to choose a new path and find a new job or career path that you enjoy more, or just at least a new way to make money and income that you like better. It's a gift. And something may be making you want to mouth off about it, the inconvenience of it, the fact that this type of thing happens to you often. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but there's definitely a message here to tame that desire, and to remember that you are advised to show yourself unconditional love while you have a break and a chance to start a routine that really should repeatedly always nourish and replenish you, even once you start onto a new path, start a new job, start a new career path, or new project. And that, again, that means showing ourselves unconditional love means mind, body, emotional body, and spirit, total energy, whatever we need. Do you need time to meditate? Likely. Do you need to be exercising more? Have you been thinking about revamping your diet? Is there something that, you know, you might want to adjust, alter? One thing even. Are there relationships in your life where you're not being honest or satisfied or treated well, that you feel you need to address, speak up about? And is one of those with yourself? Do you need to address the way that you are talking to yourself and about your situation? I'm even a little annoyed with myself as I give that advice, even knowing how powerful it is personally. And you do have powerful potential to make decisions about your destiny and your future that are truly using your free will and truly allowing you to create and craft your destiny. But with the Two of Wands in reverse, that energy is blocked. So it's almost like some of you Sages are giving your power away through that negative self-talk, or through focusing on what is less than ideal immediately about your situation. And you could really take that powerful potential back in your hands and utilize it just through recognizing that you've actually been given a gift. It just doesn't necessarily look that way to all of you. Maybe in terms of realizing that this person who's been in and out of your life has been juggling you with someone else, and you need some like-minded kindred spirits instead. Or maybe just through being forced to take a break from work, from school, from projects. Maybe both. But the divine is offering you love. The divine is offering you a way out of things, an exit off a road or multiple roads that really you don't want to be on. And maybe an actual offering of love specifically for some in addition. If a Leo is making a loving offering to you, more so likely in terms of money and career, but I know sometimes the two can be tangled up, right? That is something to take a second look at. You may find by the end of the month that you don't need that advice because you're all about that offer, or that advice from a Leo. But if it's something that you may have let pass you by, if you see yourself allowing that advice or offer from a Leo, again, especially in terms of money, career, look twice, think twice. That might be something specifically to go into meditation about. You certainly want to give it a second look, which you could miss if you're still in that negative mindset of focusing on the pain. That is just immediate. Ultimately, this is such a gift. A gift in terms of giving you a chance to, as I said, utilize your power, the powerful potential one has when they're using their free will, crafting their own destiny, making their own choices, and a gift in terms of ultimately allowing you to feel more like yourself and surrounded by energies that keep you feeling more like yourself, that keep you feeling happier and more accepted and celebrated and informed, because that you all are just interested in the same things. So it is actually quite a gift to turn our nose up at. It's quite a gift to ignore. But of course, we all run into that complication where if the immediate effects are negative, then that's what we feel and that's what we see. And so then it becomes this reading and that concept then becomes a lot about observing our own emotions from somewhat of a distance, allowing ourselves to feel what we need to, yes, but then choosing to simply observe and mold our own emotions so that we can mold our own future as well, so that we are not what's standing in our way, right? So with that, Sag, this reading is, as always, longer than I thought it would be. I'm going to leave it in your capable hands moving forward from there. I know I can. If you need a private reading from me, just scroll down. All of your information can be found below. Thank you so much for all of your support to LunarTicksTarot. It's so appreciated. I hope you make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. I can see we're having a little bit of trouble with choices, and sometimes if you can't choose yet, it's because it's not time yet. So try to enjoy that space in between paths or in between choices. And I love you very much, Sag, and I will post another reading for you as soon as I can.